Hello everyone, this is Fantastic Worlds. Welcome you back to Lovecraft Country in Cultist Simulator, the Exile playable epilogue version. Okay, so as we continue our magical voyage through Europe, we have encountered in the city of Renish Akan, which common republics go since the Great War. Just now, Akion is its own republic under French patronage. It's begun before it collapses. This would explain why it falls under the untroubled status. Seen better days. It's harder to purchase desirable things in troubled cities and maybe other effects. Yeah, we could be having a little bit of issues. Also, we also have three bucks here. We'll get to that in a bit. But yeah. The first thing we want to do is talk to Leila Kaima. Leila Kaimia? A lithe, hard-faced Berber woman, but in the gray-brown striped djellaba of a French-Moroccan auxiliary, so she's here with the Republic forces. But let's have a meeting with Lelea, and sometimes called the Snare. All right, let's get that started. At the same time, let's see if there's anything worth having here. Checked, and I don't think there's any comfort items, so probably just going to be here for Lilia. Alright. Lilia Camilla has been engaged to kill the Merry Feaster, which layers in the Achaean sewers and emerges to eat drunks and soldiers, so minor problems. The French army doesn't believe it, of course, but there's a sergeant at the Gourmets who knows the work of the lionsmith when he smells it, basically. And she's probably a monster killer for hire. The Merry Feaster's lair in the sewers below Akan prowls one of the lionsmith's less dignified work. We'll have to locate a hidden entrance, which basically means we're going to need knock or lantern, and survive the sewers before we face the Feaster itself. I think we'll probably be okay. Now, we of course want to get this going as soon as possible, and we shall place it here. Okay, get in and get goods. Okay, resource. Now, since we're probably going to have to use Knock to be able to get access to the entrance, I'm going to throw him in first. Yeah, I didn't actually look this one up. I'm just guessing it because, at this point, yeah, I think we got it. All right, there's not much I can't put together, but sure. If not, we'll probably be able to do it anyways, and he'll get an experience point. Okay, so while that's going on, do we have anything else that we want? Not really. Oh, I did check, however, and there's no mansion here, which I find depressing. I think in troubled places you can't buy a big house, which is why we couldn't do so in London. I thought it was just because the prices would be absolutely anonymous, even with the cash amount we have, which is insane, Dawn. Okay, we can have thoughts of peace, I guess. I see no issue with that. Alright, cool. And at the same time, see if we can find something else. There we go. Alright, now, we have an erudition hitting. Good, good. It's got a little blitz by the sunlight. Get a little resonance going here. Alright. Get in, get out. Get in, get the goods, and get out. I don't think it's ever been that simple. Never has been that simple. Alright, so the caper has begun. Ready. 3 minutes. Busy night lies ahead. Alright. All wounds are doors. Okay, yeah, I was right. Knock, lantern, and the next one's going to be about survival. Alright, let's see what we've got. Probably going to be able to do this one. In fact, what we're going to do, I think we're going to throw in. Now I have to figure out what it is first. Actually, what we should do, yeah, we should definitely get everybody for the experience points. I know, it's a little crazy, but we're going to do it anyways. And there we go. Erudition for what it's worth, which is not really a lot. Why warehouse again, huh? And I think we're looking for that shrine, but I'm not sure what we can do with a shrine at this point. We could, dedicate ourselves to the Colonel, but, that ship has sailed. You need the what am I thinking? The blanking my brain. I don't understand. All right, you need the foe alive for that one. Blech, what's wrong with my head at the moment? Anyways. Medical credentials. Also don't need. Yeah, we've hit that point where we've just got more than we know what to do with. Guess we're going for the shrine. See what we can do with it. Alright, cool. Another complication. What now? Hammer and anvil, use ingenuity. Well, yeah, actually it looks like forge and heart and winter is what we need. Okay, so what do we think is going to be next? I don't know. We should probably put Leia in here. Or, I mean, he's already at 10, and yeah, we'll just put her in. It's her thing. So whatever we have next, we will deal with. I think it's probably going to be Edge anyways, because they're supposed to kill something. I kind of would like it if the game would actually, people say, hey, at some points just change dialogue. We've actually killed the foe, but I understand there's always limitations. There we are. Chapel of St. Andrew Stratus. There's a side chapel in Aachen Cathedral to a warrior saint who fought against the Persians in Belgium. Okay. On certain days, a deacon will lock the door and perform unorthodox ceremonies for veterans. All right, so what can we do with this? Purpose. Okay, so we can either have desire or lore. I mean, if I stick the lore in... Wait, I can't actually do anything because I can't make... I have tranquility on the board. I forgot about that part. Well, it's not like we're in a hurry. I can just wait until I... Yeah, let's just go with it. Alright, so... And another trace, and nobody cares. Oh, fast forward at this point. Deep breath. No, I've actually never tried to go for the weaknesses part because the weaknesses tell you which 3 distractions you can use to block the foe for like 20 seconds. Ah, radicals. Okay, yeah, I was right. We can burn the place down. Do we want to, though? I mean, we Germans, I think, at this point. Yeah, German separatism, 1925. Some of you might know what this is a prelude to. Although it will be Austria that kicks it off to begin with. All right. Ah, a complication. A creature of crushing strength lurks here. Some monsters are the Lionsmith's children. Some are Echinidia, which is one of the 7 lovely legions. Some are both. Oh my. Yeah, apparently the Lionsmith and one of the 7 evil child-eating women have kids. Breaking a little on my head. Okay, we could use... Actually, what we'll use is Dominicus, because his 10 would allow us to do that. It's 10 and... Wait, that's 10 Moth, not 10 Winter. Oh, well, so the colors are almost the same, so I guess we're going to have to beat it to death ourselves. Violence is a solution. Yeah, I'm more than a match for it. I'm like like Geralt here at this point. Yeah, I am like Geralt. I've got 2 swords and everything. I mean, Geralt doesn't have a gun. That's just a limitation of his genre. I guess. I mean, I don't. Leia here doesn't actually make a good doesn't make a good test. Visual connection. Nope. Also not what we want. Surprised you can't bribe these people with the enormous amount of cash we have. Speaking of which, we should probably get a location to send our cash to at this point. As well as get our 3 cash back and start sending that forward. Just to keep us from being into too much trouble. Okay. The prize, yes. Safely away with my haul. And unavailable. Okay, collect. Ah. Unseen, I like that one. The merry feaster's carcass is dissolving quickly as internal structures corrode. Well, that's great. I guess it's like the alien. The xenomorph, I mean. Waiting for tranquility to run out. Figure out what the heck we're gonna do with our lives. Okay, sure. Oh, should have done the whole thing. Anyways, we'll get back to it in a bit. Okay, we'll wait for her to recharge. Everybody's got an experience point at this point. Let's just call them that at this point. Okay, 1 and 1 and 1 and 2. So, I mean, yeah, we should have brought him again. My god, how high can we get him? Is there a limit? Underworld connection. Whole place is shitty as fuck, really. Alright, let's take advantage of my preparations, get the money back, find out where we're going next, and then send the money there. Alright, cool. Get that back in place. Alright, sweet messages. Oh. The mysteries of force. Yes, we use my Sith powers to defeat it. Alright. I got a standing invitation from Count Gottlob Jennings of Munich. I like him, actually. It's a proto-Nazi, unfortunately. Yeah, really. 1925. Gentleman who likes dueling, thinks much of the past, and is worried about his country's future, cultural future. Yeah, 1925, we know how that ends. No, we know how it ends now. Haven't really changed. Glad the balloon flute doesn't actually pack. Alright, so now we can actually have Lila talk to us, which is good. Okay then, discreet office. I think we, yeah, like we can't get a good place here. Which kind of sucks. Reconnoiter. Grab this. Put her in. Keens. Colors. Deemed to fulfill a contract. My Gumier friend's growing anxious. I think he lacks faith in my abilities. There you go. We clasp hands. Alright, now she'll be an ally and stay with us, which is good. I mean, you could have used her a little earlier, but, you know, better late than never. Looking forward to hunting with you. Excellent. I intend to put you into... Oh, 3 experience. We only have 2, that's right. Anyone else? 1 and 1. Okay, so yeah, we actually do need to get a 3rd one for them. Alright, so, and meanwhile... Just so it doesn't take so bloody long. I don't know if we actually have much to, left to do here. It's like it's spread, unless I plan on burning the place down again. And you know, there's only so many wars you can start. This also would make me money, and you know, crazy as that sounds. All right, so, oh, you know, if I was really bored, Trace. Yeah, you can actually just night is one of those few. Ooh. Huh. I thought you could use that in order to get rid of Trace, but apparently not. Yeah, I was going to use it to cover my tracks, but it's not really worth it. Okay, so we are not, however, going to be doing peace. So we're just going to do the straight up one. I think it's like straight up dread, but I'm not sure. Oh wait, we can visit. Okay. Dread. I was right. Yes. Great. All right, the chapel we need to put in. Yeah. Thing is, this would dedicate us. If we did this, for example. This would consecrate ourselves to the Colonel, which we do not want to do. I'm not taking out my dad's position. And the Colonel's shrine sometimes smell of gunpowder and sometimes of snow. I won't learn anything more here, but I could gain the vitality to heal a wound. Yeah, even the shrines don't really help us much anymore. Unless we were to dedicate ourselves to the gods directly, we've gotten as high as a standard demigod can go, which basically means I think we should probably be moving on. Yeah, don't really have anything left. We've got her, so I guess we're heading to Munich to go talk to the good doctor, who, by the way, is one of the patrons, if you recall, from the base game, but the future version, 10 years from now in 1935, when, well, let's just say he's probably part of the German government at that point. Yeah. It also does not have any... Ooh. It has the Horned Axe's shadow. I might actually spawn a priest and make a religion of that. I think it would be kind of fun. But in any case, let's head over to Munich. As soon as we get the card back. You know, here, whatever. Could be anything super important. I don't want to own a discreet office. And I don't feel like burning the place down simply because it would make too much money from it. Comes a point when you just need to realize, oh my god, we're gonna have 2 dread. In the base game, this would be like, oh my god, we're gonna die. 3 dread. There we go. That's hilarious. Right then. Sure, guys. Let's just chill and leave at this point. Go pick up the good count, as it were. Good doctor, too. He's a medical doctor. And we're off. And yeah, this would be the point where I bid you a quick goodbye and hello. 5 minutes later. So here we go. God, 42 cash. Sheesh. Right. Farewell. Heading to Munich, which is also a troubled city. This is where one Count Jennings has sent a scarred and silent servant to bring me to our meeting. Well, that's not ominous. Okay, Jennings, the heart one. Companion. Jennings, a vivisectionist. Yes, he is a doctor. A vivisectionist means he cuts things open while they're alive to study how their anatomy works, and probably does that to people too. Let's not ask what, he might be employed with, say, with camps in about 12 years. Okay, so we'll need to talk to you. Actually, firstly, yeah, we'll need to talk to you first. Let's get that knocked out. A meeting with Count Jennings, a surgeon, duelist, and vivisectionist. Alright. Alright, while we're here, we might as well just see what we got. There's a shrine here, but again, it doesn't do us much good. He's kind of a secularist. Count Jennings clicks his heels and bows. Yeah. I have heard of your troubles, he tells me. It's with interest to accompany you, but first, let me invite you to participate in a competitive social occasion. No, I must insist. A charming, a Coparis Mamure Mukin. Munichen? A charming brick house with crow-stepped gables and a pair of venerable pines at the front door. In the attic, the Mamurin perform the rites of pain and courage. This will hurt. Okay, so I guess we're doing some sort of fraternity initiation here among German nationalists. But okay. Yeah, I remember last time I did this, you think you can get through... Oh, no, we do this part first. Alright. Get in, okay. The thing is, I remember this one, it's completely edge-based. So, what I'm going to do, since I have enough here, is I'm actually going to toss in one piece at a time so we can actually see the descriptions. So we're going to do nothing here, since I've got more than enough edge across the board. So we can actually see the descriptions this time. Alright, meanwhile, let's go. Okay. Go. Oh, alright, first things first. Medical certificate, do not need. Yeah, probably going to end up with a lot of repeats here. Okay, boom. Alright, busy night lies ahead, ready. This cleared. Alright. A scarred duelist that salutes me. So either we can moth him, which basically means we deceive him, or we can just beat the living snot out of him, which I think is what we'll be doing. And that would cost a bullet. That's too much. In your hand, that's just enough. Violence is the solution. I've used force. Yes, of course. Yeah, basically I draw. He comes over, he brings his rapier, I bring a magic sword. I think I'm gonna win. Now the next one should be an 8, so I'll throw the profane weapon in. The pistol. Just gonna call it that. Street office. Let's see. Venture preparations, get the money back, then send the money ahead again. Wherever we're gonna end up. Alright, cool. Now, let's see where we're headed next in our vacation. I should have sent in the meekness in order to get an experience point. Oh well. We'll live. Alright. The duelist scuttles keening, basically screaming, a little high pitch. His muscles are taut and trembling, his eyes are black and gold like an owl's. He's Strix possessed by many wing names of the edge powers. Okay, we need moth or edge again. So, again, to take care of the Indiana Jones style. Bang. Alright. Uh-oh. Dash cross country. There should be a spot. Few opportunities to use and you won't survive there. Uh-oh. Sorry, there are no hours prospects help this region. The roads and roads that you closely watch. My only chance to strike out cross country. It's going to cause a wound, unfortunately, when we leave, but after that we get a random location. Because we got a bunch of those left. I hate to have to do the comfort ending this soon in. Alright, what? I can't send money ahead. Oh boy. I guess we're just going to grab Jennings' stuff and leave. Grab Jennings and leave. Doesn't seem to be anything else of importance here. I know we got a bunch of places we haven't hit yet. And we only got one of our companions killed, and there's 8 of them total, right? Okay, nearly there. Alright. Now I face an ordeal of agony. I've done this kind of thing before, which is why I'm not looking forward to doing it again. I carry the scars from last time, though not on my skin. So we're going to have 12 heart, which we don't have any of so far. 12 edge, which would be the easiest, and of course 12 winter. Sigh. Too bad I didn't put you in just randomly to start with, but we can at least get you an experience point. Yeah, do it on her instead. Do we want to set Munich on fire? Probably not. Oh, right. We're going to have to... We're busy. We'll take care of this later. Not sure having that done to her really counts as defeating it, but hey, if it works for them, I guess it's going to work for us. I honestly think Jennings like set it up so that we couldn't leave. That's my theory. Didn't even get to the shrine without, you know, we can't use. The prize. Okay, so it's gonna be another scar, which is like I think like half the strength of a safely away with my haul. There we go. Mamuran Skull. Jennings says that some lessons can only be written on the skin. This might be so, but it might be that Jennings enjoys his work a little too much. Yeah, professional sadist there, dude. So, there you go. A-class pants. Okay, so we've got him now. And that gives you 1 experience point. You know, we've got to get the Minkas. I mean, if I can get him up to 12, he'll beat Cellar Watan. The deepest cellar of the National Theatre stands a stern image carved of the Black Forest oak. 60 years ago, the Swan King staged a grandiose premiere of his favorite composer's new opera. It didn't go well. The stage trappings were banished down here and forgotten. Now the image's eye has been scarred to make him blind, and those who know the place's power perform their harsh devotions. Colonel. Alright, so... Colonel Kulyb's order through military force happens to be in Munich, in the basement of the building that will be used probably for the beer house push, which is where Hitler began his rise to power. I'm afraid we have made you very distinctive indeed. Still, very good. Yes, very good. Very good. Okay, so we've got like 2 of these matching. But this one doesn't actually have a knock because it's not open, it's closed. This is why it's got winter and heart. And this one has winter and winter and knock. Anyways, so I guess we leave now that we kind of foreshadowed World War II. Come on, Jennings. We're not at war yet. Alright. So, I guess we're going to have to do this, which is going to be unfortunate. This is last resort. It'll be easy to track outside the safety of crowds. I don't know the lay of the land. I might easily die an undignified death. You can only take portable assets with you. Departure will end all ongoing reckoner actions and remove all traces. But it will also abandon assets, location, destination, local contacts, and ongoing operations. Alright, so... Shall we? Again, catch you on the other side. 5 minutes later. Okay, cross country basically I think it's going to cost me a wound, then we'll have to go somewhere else, basically. Okay, so let's see what it has any flavor text to it, shall we? Time to go. Okay. Farewell. I've arrived. All it says, basically, because we have nowhere to see us. Okay. Collect. Okay, where are we now? Lonely places between. There are always choices. I could die of thirst, cold, or hunger. Few opportunities of any use. You have to take whatever road onward presents itself. Plus, wait, pause. If I run, I should at least run somewhere with an old friend, at least an old acquaintance. The wilds are dangerous. You will receive a wound each time you do this. But we actually have a vitality to get rid of it, which is awesome. Let's not collect this one until we're ready. Yeah, basically we're somewhere between Germany and a disputed border. Yeah, we don't want to stay here. All right, so long time since I've been to Crete, but I was dreaming about it again and about the scent of hawthorn. Hey, we can get another pentiment there. Canadia Heracon. Canadia Heraclion. It's been long since I've been to Crete. Okay, so plus we also have the wound. But we can do take the wound, relinquish, and use vitality. I'm a reckoner. I've learned to go to redirect life's sudden surges. In other words, we can feed off our victims too. Anyways, that was kind of the universe to give it to us. So let's just, you know. Okay, when the train leaves at dawn, have I forgotten anything? Okay, so let's go. Right, it's a remote destination, so we'll actually get another obscurity. See, like we needed that, you know? Again, I'll spare you the that as soon as we're done with the healing part, which is something we haven't done in a bit. The student of visible arts would know that's prey to the Thunderskin just now. I know better. Basically, life force is life force. And you can play to the god of life force if you want to, or you can do it yourself. It's up to you. Catch you in the next side. 5 minutes later. I know. Victory can be uneventful. I won't call it boring. But let's pop over to Crete. I believe we got another pentiment we can get there. Alright. Fare thee well. Through the darkness into the new day, I've gone far enough that the reckoners will have to look harder than usual, unless they're already here. On the night before I arrived in Crete, I dreamed about the gods underground. When I woke, I went up on the deck. The stars blazed relentlessly as if holes had been pierced the night above. The night was clear. The horizon was scalpel sharp. A woman's voice behind me spoke a crackling word I didn't recognize. When I turned, I saw she only half a face, and the other half was scaled like a butterfly wing. Then I woke up and truly alone in the hot dark of the cabin. Alright. Crete. Horned God's shadow. Now pause a moment here. The smell of hawthorn, the color of sunset bisect with the shadow. The horned axe is strong here. The horned axe being one of the last of the elder gods that is of stone that is still active and represents divisions. Not edges, but areas where things bleed together but are sharp. But in any case, what it does do is allow me to visit the Fane of Owls while I'm here. In the foothills of Mount Ida, in the precincts of the ruined Minoan Lodge of Doors, which is an actual place, one of the oldest western ruins still intact, there's a hawthorn tree of great size. I will be deep night when I arrive. All around the countryside, the cicadas will buzz like saws, but at the Fane they're always silent. I too will find myself reluctant to speak aloud. I know these things from the last time I was here, the night I learned my father's name. From an old friend that we're about to meet again. And while we're here... Yeah, there it is. A hard 2 decades, the Asia Minor disaster, independence, and the Union of Greece, and then a monkey bit the king to death. This all happened, by the way. But the Cretians of the island have endured 4,000 years, and they endure still. The harbor is mountainous, the fortifications, the Heraclion lies quiet in the afternoon sun. Now, what we're gonna do is immediately send discreet messages so we can start money ahead. Then we will begin our usual shopping trip. He's learned his name. He probably learned his name. The owls, the eyes of the owls in the hawthorn tree glimmer pale gold. There's a flare of light too beneath the tree. A tall man in a snakeskin jacket has lit a cigarette. His matchlight, his face is lean, dark, and familiar. Hello again, he says. Is this a surprise? I suppose a double edge brought you here to make a point. She doesn't want any new edge dyads in the world. Do you have something to show me? Now, the edge dyads would be what happens when a pair embodies both the kernel and the line, and they fight together for eternity. However, remember that the kernel replaced the horned, the double-edged horned, I forgot his name. The double, you know what I mean. The guy we're talking about right now. And they don't like it, so they do not allow the power of the edge to grow stronger by another dyad being created in the world, another eternal dueling pair. So what's going to happen here is that the double-edged is making an offer to give us a pentiment to allow us to become a moth, which is also an elder god like them, become a moth long instead of an edge long. The stranger nods and stubs out his, you have to use any pentiment to do this, by the way. The stranger nods and stubs out his cigarette on the, nice. I guess it's the god Menonian goddess. The night stranger nods and stubs out, no, the moth goddess, that's what it is. The cigarette, the velvet, that's why it's got a black dress, it's the velvet. Name of the, and one of the nameless names of the velvet. A cigarette on the trunk of a tree. He begins to peel an orange instead. It's always too late eventually, he observes through a mouthful of orange. But until then, it's not. Alexandros thought that that was important. The linesmith never did. And Alexandros is the Alexander the Great, or not so great as usually I put it. A lot of historians do as well. It wasn't that great. Cool. He conquered a bunch of places, but failed to establish an empire, so it fell apart again. So basically, he was just relieving boredom. Some things are better left unsaid. He hands to the shoulder and saunters off. It was nice to see you again. Now, that, by the way, is Dr. Aaron Peel, the character that I will play in Hush House Lecture. So I will be getting back to that. I really had to take a long, because of the craziness, to take a long spell from it. But I am currently doing the pre-production for the next one, which will be The Ministers of Death, by the way. Which is what they voted for by my supporters. Supporters get to vote on the subject, and that's what they want. They want to talk about the people in black. So I'm good with that. Basically the winter powers. But, yeah, that was it. Right, it's the horned axe. Blech. But yeah, what he's saying is that Andros thought it was important to have these things. Because he's an entity. He was a representative of the kernel, that of order by military force. In other words, the imposition of order upon chaos violently. Why the linesmith is opposite is chaos, which is that he believes that things should be left alone, which things are never, in chaos, it's never too late. There's always an opportunity. By order, he's always racing against time. That's how I interpret it anyways. I feel like it's some metaphysics going on in this game. That will give us the half-smoked cigarette, which is a pentiment because, remember, Peel exists between timelines. He's currently always unstable. Alexandria, back in the war, invited to the invisible Cyprium, which is Seraprem in Exile, which is the true library in Alexandria, not the one that burned, and it's also one of Hush House's. The other 7 of the mystical libraries besides Hill House. Okay, so we're sending cash ahead there. Alexandria. There you go. Okay, so at least we can get rid of some of it. Meanwhile, smoke cigarette. Once, at a time and place and power and division, this knew the hands and mouth of a renegade Knocklong, which is Peel. At least when history he finished smoking. He is considered to be a so it's considered an object of minor power. He created it, by the way, by basically changing his mind by not smoking the cigarette at a place of power, in a point of power, creating what we could be considered to be an instability. Now, it gives us 4 pentiments of 7 if we wanted to go that route. Meanwhile, let us continue. I may just buy a mansion here for the fun of it. We can do that. Also make things a little easier to get from place to place. I mean, if we can retire to Crete, I honestly wouldn't mind. We don't have to worry about things like internet or electricity at this point. So we just sit by the veranda sometime. All right. Discreet office. That is not how I want to retire, though. I'm not living in a 2-room with a bath. Commercial space with a small bathroom. No, wait, heck. Sorry. Yeah, just wander out and do the tourist thing, guys. It's going to be a little bit. Excellent. Now we're going to do it again. Yeah. Sorry, I heard the cat. Anyways. There it is. Crudely carved image. That's actually one of the comfort items. Looking for that one for a bit. Okay, so hey. It's just trading one cash for another item, but it's something at least. And yeah, let's find that mansion. It's also the level 1 tool of the in Cultist Simulator. It is the Venetian Mamet, a ugly little thing with a cheering warmth to it. As you can see, it's 1 comfort. We've gone up to 9. Good. Good, good. Just another 3 before we can even consider doing the tier 2 one. But hey, we'll keep driving at it. Deep breath. What's interesting about that is the woman with the half face was actually the course, the avatar of the Horned Shadow, the Horned Axe, which was attempting, official connection, nope, which is attempting to help guide us to an alternate ending other than becoming one of the Dyad. Now, the Dyad, becoming one of the Dyad is actually the 3rd ending we could pursue in this game, which would mean that I'd have to get 6 wounds on the foe, then have the Defiance card already set to 6, which, by the way, you'll notice it's set only to 3 at the moment, and then hit it with a Defiance card. So, and then we basically keep fighting forever, which, you know, honestly doesn't appeal me to in this run around. Maybe we'll next time just to get the completionist. Anyways, Dawn, not what I was going for. And there's a shrine, and I don't really want to go to it anyways. So, hey. Let's just watch the dawn, shall we? We're going to get extraordinarily bored and then get extraordinarily drunk. It's a problem being rich with that much of a purpose. There we go. Tranquility. We're being zen. White warehouse. Come on. Give me the mansion. Excellent. B, again, not what I'm looking for. I think we get an import license, though. If we do, I still don't want it. I've got way too much cash. Like, find me some decent real estate. Secluded villa, there we go. Let me consider this investment. Alright, everybody, I found a place. And no, we won't be selling it back on the way out. Just cuz. I think that's probably everything we want here. It was very eventful. There we go. Excellent. So if you're ever in... I know this isn't having game bearing in the gameplay, but I like to have at least one villa we can chill out at. Alright, so one more shot, and then I think we'll probably leave. I'll double check to make sure we're not missing anything. For the wiki, and then we'll move forward. There's actually a caper there. It's not a huge one. Alright, alright. Out of the trace. Ooh, scary. Anyways. Yeah, the villa doesn't technically keep with us, but I'm like, I've got the deed. I'll come back someday, visit to Crete, and when the season's good and the olives are ripe. But we're gonna have to wait, anyways, for that to come going. Double checking. Yeah, it does not look like there's anything else of importance here. We'll get our exit going. It'll only be 2 minutes later. I mean, 3 minutes later. God. Yeah, getting bored of the ocean. We'll be leaving now. Oh my god, somebody might know where I am. And boom. Let's go. Alexandria Ho. Let's see if we can find something interesting there. I'll cut out in just a moment. And 4 minutes later. The invisible septum is invisible even from the inside. I might have already considered to have entered it the moment I step off the boat. It'll be a while before I'm sure. Yeah, the invisible septum, like I said, is another one of the mystical libraries in addition to Hush House. It is. Okay, so also gives us the caper of the invisible septum, which is one that's primarily going to be using lantern in order to be able to access. So I think one of the easiest ways to do so is with this, but it doesn't actually glow when you do that, which I find annoying to some degree, but I don't think I have another 4. I mean, these aren't... it's a problem. Not a big on enlightenment. If we had a certain painter that was still alive, that'd be great. But I think... I'm just thinking... Winter would do it. I'm double checking. Winter would do it, Knock would do it, and Moth would do it. But a Moth 12 is not something I can actually pull off very easily. Oh, wait. Right. There's a way to access the 3rd page of the curio here, which actually would pull it off, and does allow us to have an interesting Easter egg if you do it properly. Meanwhile, let's get that 5 cash that we left behind here, or sent ahead of us anyways. Okay. Alright, grab this cash, then find our exit and start sending cash in that direction. Die. Then we'll go looking for the 3rd page of the Book of Suns. That would allow us to do, like I said, a quick little Easter egg that sort of led into Book of Hours back when this first one came out. Oh, a hermitage in the little idle village where Myria and I once spent a summer. I thought I'd make a good bolt hole to ask her to draw me a route there once. Perhaps my foe won't find me there. If he does, perhaps it's time to make a stand. Across the deadly sands and oasis where particularly healthy visitors thrive. It's probably because it's a nexus point of energies, but you know what? We don't want to go there, thanks. We're not running anymore. The game doesn't shift like that sort of thing. I mean, when the foe goes, I wish, it would kind of indicate in the descriptions that we're not really concerned. In fact, if I get 6 obscurity, I could get the hiding ending again, even though no one's actually following me. Those weird things. Istanbul. My own comrade in arms, Kara Kemal, has connections with the Black Arm remnants in Istanbul. Perhaps his name will still open. I don't know who the Black Arm is. I'll have to look that one up. Anyways, let's go looking for that 3rd page that we're going to need. Meanwhile, spend money ahead to Istanbul and begin. 5 obscurity. Nobody's even looking for us. That would be another comfort item. But actually, the thing is, I'm actually reducing comfort by 1 by putting it together for a book. But yeah. No, there's a shrine here, so we'll just let this turn to dread. I'm good at dread. Dread is a natural state of being. Existential dread. Because we exist, and therefore we dread it. Our non-existence. One of those things that just kind of happens. Alright. Oh, wow. Can I trace? Sea again. Apparently I'm obsessed with the ocean. The trace? Does this one have any lantern to it? Do any of them have any lantern to it? Doesn't look like it. Import license? No. Got enough money, thank you. This is not something you often say in this world. No lantern. Worth a darn. Not very illuminated, are we? Kind of always skulky in the dark. connection. Not something we actually need right now. Come on. Do I have to spawn the next one as well? I'm going to give it a little bit. Double check that I've got that correct. And let's see, Alexandria. Yep, that would definitely be a new one. So it looks like we can get it. All right, pause for a moment there. To see again. Oh, sigh. I'll give it a few runs and I'll spawn it just because I don't know what's going on with this thing. More restlessness, which will turn to dread. Pistol in the window. Don't need it. Thanks. There you go. Just to get it off my chest, as it were. Yeah. What if I have a moth companion? I really don't. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. 2 moth, but it's not huge. It's also kind of interesting that you can investigate a little more clearly as to review the lifespan. Oh. I thought. Light. Put in a lantern. There's this one. The Velvet who conceals secret has a nameless name, and that name's missed. A defeated can find solace. That name is never seen except now by the grayest of cats. If the candles go out, all cats be gray. I'd forgotten about that part. Anyways, let's keep looking for that page. Also, Reckoners are afraid of cats because of their connection to the Velvet. Another reason you can use it for distraction. Visual connection. Misty Nook, an unremarkable location that's somehow easy to stumble across at night. A nondescript candle has been jammed haphazardly into the gut. It's a secret shrine. Rest for a while in the mist. This will produce a tranquility. But if we put a pentiment in, for example, offer pentiment. Something we've forgotten properly this time. Or can do this. Light the candle and wait. This will permanently downgrade your lure by 1 and give you an obscurity as well as a tranquility. We don't need that. For a pentiment, I gotta remember something. Does it actually consume it? Let me check. It's been a while since I've done this part, but yeah. Misty Nook. Uses tranquility, obscurity. The pentiment produces dawn and hint that 7 will do. If visiting it with 7 pentiment consumes, the pentiment provides a nameless blessing, 9 obscurity, and the dawn. So yeah, the thing is, visiting the Misty Hook with a pentiment produces dawn, but dawn doesn't actually produce that much. Which, you know, basically, lantern 4, knock 4. Oh, it would actually help. Okay, well, you know what we can do? As long as it doesn't consume it. That's the thing. I want to be absolutely sure. It does not consume it. Okay, visiting the door. Okay, the permit provides dawn. Okay, so yeah. So if we do this properly this time, I think we'll get dawn. We can use that to start the caper. Oh, which definitely means we should start the caper now to make sure we can't until we get the visit done. Okay. Don't think we'll lose the, good gods, look at this mess. Oh, wait. And... where the... oh, Alexander. There you go. Get the damn page, would you? This holds its breath. Offer a second pentiment to the nameless name. Doesn't actually provide the ending, however. But I'm thinking that this will produce dawn if we just leave it be, and as well as refund back the pentiment. It will consume the 7 pentiments for 9 obscurity and the nameless blessing, but that doesn't really do that much. Like I said, what we really want is we want to call Anvil the Bull. The anvil here is not a bronze anvil of Apis. The bronze is not a good metal for anvils, and the only material forged on this one is the human spirit. Also, it's designed for sacrifice, by the way. Just so you know. Okay. Yeah, they used to supposedly sacrifice children within the contents of it, which is the spirit they're talking about, which human sacrifice, child sacrifice was done quite a bit in the Middle East, including by the Judaic tribes. So, yeah, that's why God called up Abraham to do so. This dawn is coming. This is the start, but there aren't enough secrets here to draw the Velvet's attention. These things up in sevens, the mist dissolves around me, and the shrine's gone. That's dawn. Okay, so need to move quickly on this one. Visible septum, resource. That'll give us 4 what we need, and these two pages will provide the rest. Get in, get the goods, get out. I don't think it's ever been that simple. There you go. Side. He goes here. So we did actually find a use for the cats. We could have done it this way too. Great. Let's think about peace for a little bit, shall we? Actually, no. Oh, shouldn't have done that, by the way. I could have used the second dawn. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. We've got the 2 pages to do the rest of it. Alright. Ready. Busy night lies ahead. Okay, so. We don't have our mystic, unfortunately. Tranquility is up and going. Alright. Boom. I've opened what was the way. Basically, yeah. On, let's see. Right. The thing is, basically you have to use the light in order to reveal all of it. The first one, by the way, was the Evil Septum, was Shadowed Way. The entrance is here. I need to find it. I could have used also Nox, so Gore could have found it, probably because he smuggles for the house anyways. But since I've got the 2 4s here, I'm going to let the descriptions come out per normal. Meanwhile, on the damn page. Unless we already have the second page. Annoying. Sometimes I can't keep track of all these things, but I do think I'll drop the 3rd page just so we can get the Easter egg. It actually, like I said, it won't increase my comfort at all for, you know, if you want to do the legitimate ways of doing that. Okay, cool. Cash and Istanbul. Alright, there you go. Faith. Right, there's a lot of churches here. Very Coptic. I think it's Coptic here. It's hard to tell sometimes. Alright, all wounds are doors. If a wound is sealed. Another complication. Could use my own wound to do that. Unwelcome memories. The mirrors in the walls flash and flash again. I see myself in my days that service of the foe. What was done to me and worse, what I did. Yeah, all the killing and stuff we did. But illumination. I've dissolved the darkness. We can use one of the magic pages to assist us, which makes sense if you're in the magic library. Again, something with a little bit of lantern to it. Suddenly getting flooded by it. Aha. Yes. Another mansion to leave behind. I mean, if it really comes down to it, we can generate cash like crazy. In Alexandria. Put that there for the moment so it's easier to pick up again in the future. And let's see what else we've got. Excellent. Another house for us to collect. We're going to have, like, houses all over the Mediterranean at this rate. Trembling heat. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get the 3rd one here. Which means I'll have to drop it. Hang on 1 second. And I'll show you that part. Yes, because, I mean, we're not really playing this for a point at the moment. Curio. Lantern. Spawn. And put here. Now, I'm going to show you an interesting part here, since I'll need this all when we get to the point, but yeah. Alright. When we get to the end of the mission. Cash ahead again. Go for it. And I'll despawn it if we actually get the damn thing. The page. Alright. Complication. An enigmatic ordeal. There are 2 ways through. Understand everything or understand nothing. Now, understand everything means the lantern. If you understand nothing means use moth. Chaos. Which conceals all things. Although velvet actually would work better that way. Yeah, discreet office. I don't think we can get anything new from Alexandria. So, right then. We'll just be sending cash ahead, and then I will finish off this caper, and then, yeah, we'll probably go. Check the timing here. Just 1 second. Start this one up again. We can actually get out of here in a reasonable time. Alright, so here we go. Prize, safely away with my haul. Rise in the septum paralysis. I've entered one of the outer elements of the invisible septarm, a sunny porch of the paradoxical size of a certain Dr. Blackwood, which is a character you can meet in Book of Hours, probably in the third one, walking at night. Traveling at night, too, will offer me a seat and a glass of hibiscus tea, in which case we can do multiple things. Now, one of the things I want to do is store the Book of Suns. What message was sundered? How long are these pages left in the darkness? We can actually pay somebody to bind them together. There we go. And again, we get the velvet here because it's a pentiment, which is one of the reasons we do so. We could actually going to be getting close to doing the pentiment ending, if that's what we want. I can even spawn a C card if absolutely necessary. Get that ending. Okay, but yes. Meanwhile, while that's going on, all right. Like I said, the comfort will drop to back to 2, which is kind of appropriate since that, but it will allow us to get, like I said, the Easter egg here. Kind of funny the cat's coming around, then kind of really funny when I didn't realize we didn't really need it. Oh well. Anyways, greed compelled and callousness permitted the separation of the pages of the Book of Sun. So all the story goes. Were those really all the reason? The sky draws its breath as the golden images come to lie together again. The wind ceases, or so it seems. I probably just need more sleep. I have both fascination and rarity. The Book of Suns, notes the pentiment, the forgotten and golden truth in these images, the truth from the times before the sun was divided. Remember, the sun was divided by the forge. I don't understand it. It's not meant for me, but even the reflected light of that truth is illumination. So yeah, that means we have 5 pentiments. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or is it 4, actually, we have? We have 4. We need to get 3 more. I don't know if it's... Oh, and the cigarette. Don't forget the cigarette. That's 5. We'd only need 2 more for that ending if we really wanted to go for it. I think it might be possible. We missed 1, but I think there's more than 7 total. Interesting concept, that. By the way, the one that's missing is my own call. You can get that at the shrine where I was born. But we skipped that because we're in the middle of being, doing killing things. Alright, so it's not been one of the ones that we do the app. So, let's deal with it. Dr. Blackwood, I've never approved of your career choices, she tells me. I didn't know you didn't have much time. I don't have much time for your choice of resignation method either. But I'm pleased to see you're parting ways with the scoundrel. I'm going to assume it was a moral decision in the end. And of course, I will offer what little assistance I'm permitted to do so. Now, grab the book. The Book of Suns. I wish I could bring in our acquisitions department, but the Septarm enjoys the protection of the Forge of Days, and that means we can't have it here. Why? Do you know what a pimento is? Pentimento is an artist's regrets. When something different has been intended and a trace remains, more traces remain than one may think. Now here's where she's explaining what the pentiments are. Pentiments are, is that they are an object that was created and created not in the manner it was intended, but in a manner that was unexpected, and that creates a dissonance. Why it is sacred to the horned axe, because it exists in 2 states simultaneously: the state at which it was envisioned and the state at which it actually is. What I will sometimes do is, you can't actually give it to her, by the way. What I will do sometimes is I will say it's all timeline, but it's not exactly true. Quantum uncertainty is even closer, but it's not quite either. But we can do, by the way, is we can... now you come to mention it, yes, we do know a thing about avoiding attention. This will increase obscurity by 3. That will give us 8 obscurity, should I ever want it that much. Just to be completely unknown. And when that's done, we'll basically already have our mansion. We'll check out. And yeah. And meanwhile, while we're waiting, might as well. Oops. Send the cash head. Checking. Hang on. Oops. Boom. That's right, we now have 8 obscurity if we actually ever needed it, which is hilarious when you come down to it. 15, let me check what time we've got here. 12. Yeah, I've got a few more minutes. Tell you what, we'll bugger off to the next location, and then we'll start the episode there, okay? Hang on 1 second. And yeah, once we get his stipple back, I will be doing it. But yeah, that was nice to meet Dr. Blackwood. We of course will be taking her to tea when we get back to again, because he's one of my favorite guests over at Hush House. When we get back to doing luncheons over at the Hush House, because desperately I'm still going to try to get every skill in that game in Hush House up to level 9. Because I can now with the luncheons. Now I technically have an infinite number of lessons where normally there's only so many books you could have. So I'm just kind of obsessed like that. Anyways. Istanbul. Good day to you, Doctor. It was nice to meet you. It was nice to visit you again. You're always so fascinating. Okay. But yeah, the Book of the Sun cannot be within the Sanctum of the Forge. And Hush House is probably the Sanctum of the Moth, when you come to think about it. Or Dead of Winter. Depends. Probably Moth. It tends to be kind of a concealing point, which is one of the reasons why the character librarian, some of the backgrounds they pick are why they chose that, so they would be forgotten from the people that are pursuing them, including the one that I'm currently doing, haven't gone back to in a while since I did it for like a year and a half, for my current character who's trying to evade being eaten as a former long. I'm still obsessed with the fact that it might be Teresa, because I believe Teresa is going to become super important. And traveling through night when we get to that, when it's released, will probably reinforce that. Although I don't know if they're actually ever going to finish any storylines, just keep them forever in limbo like you did with 40k. Seriously, no 40k storyline will ever be completed, because that could mean a faction disappears. And we can't have a faction disappears when they have to sell you pieces from it. I actually managed to keep talking through most of this. Okay, so we'll just let this one burn through, and like I said, we'll hit the next location, and then we will probably end the episode there. Might be a little short, but yeah, there's only so many times you can see me throwing cash around, literally. God, it's all these numbers. I like the fact that cash has a grail aspect. We did manage to get about 30, maybe 20 pieces of cash going to the next location, so banking has improved. Finally. You can't actually go to Hush House in this one. It hadn't been invented yet in the storyline. Maybe we'll visit some of the other libraries in Kelly Knight. Kemal's name gets me meeting with a hawk-faced Caracol veteran in a grimy Taskin Cafe house. He mostly seems to want to complain about their president is too close to the British, but whenever listened to long enough, he reluctantly offers me for his help. Okay, he's got connection radicals. Gods, and what? Istanbul is fun. There's a place, Constantinople, Istanbul, depends on who's holding it at what point in history, but it's got this Hagia Sophia, which is one of the largest temples, because it's been both Catholic and Muslim in its time, in the entire world, which is, kind of fun, really. But in any case, I think I'll be ending the episode here. Might be a little short, but like I said, we've got 9 comfort. We need at least 3 more to do so. We're going to be chugging slowly to get to a tier 2 comfort ending, and we'll be chugging through slowly but surely, acquiring the remaining companions and quests. Anyways, I will see you next time. Like, subscribe as usual, and bye. I'd like to thank my Acolyte level supporters, whose contributions help this channel grow and hastens the inevitable digital apocalypse and rise of the Dark Lords of Content and Data.